Bitcoin's price action on the weekly chart is showing that we are still maintaining the parabolic trend. When you look at the parabolic trend diagram from the textbook, we are still on track. Of course, as time goes on and we trade sideways, there comes a risk that we end up trading sideways out of the parabolic trend, but as of right now, as you can see, we are still maintaining the trend. And on the daily chart, Bitcoin is going sideways for 2 months now. I want to talk about some signals that are popping up, the possibility that we may get another RSI breakout, meaning that this would just be a continuation pattern. All of this and more in today's video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is today is April 29th. We're already almost done April. May is about to start, and I haven't made a video in 10 days on this channel, which is pretty abnormal. Usually I make a video before 10 days, but there was nothing to really give you guys an update on. Bitcoin is going very sideways right now, and I don't like to make videos unless it's worth my viewers' time, when there's something to talk about, and I am seeing some things today that we should definitely be discussing. This is the Bitcoin daily chart. Bitcoin's daily chart is in another sideways range, another consolidation, nothing different from when the ETF was approved. We just went sideways with a slightly lower low, and then the RSI broke the downtrend line, and that sent us up to the next major breakout, to the next major yearly high. Bitcoin is once again in that same position. We have an impulse up with a sideways consolidation and a slightly lower low, just like right here, and we're well above the trend line. We're still within the parabolic trend, and we're coming up now on the possibility of an RSI downtrend line breakout. Bitcoin's RSI could be very close to shifting, pivoting towards the upside, and that could send us to a new high in price. In my eyes, Bitcoin has not really hit a new all-time high yet. Yes, we've touched new all-time highs, but we have not trended above the all-time high. It was very brief. And looking at the monthly chart for Bitcoin, you'll see that we did touch a new all-time high, but we're currently trading just above the previous 2021 weekly candle close zones. This is a major area of potential resistance, but good news, we actually just flipped it into support. That's where we recently held and bounced a little bit on the lower low that happened. I think it was April 19th, I believe, April 19th. Bitcoin touched a slightly lower low, similar to the ETF zone. And now we're in that phase where we possibly rebound up, get an RSI breakout, and then look to push to a new high. This pullback from 74,000 down to 59,000, that pullback right there, that was actually a retest of that candle body close zone from 2021. So the macro monthly weekly candle closes, the resistance zone from 2021 is now a new support. At least it is right now. In classic TA, it's pretty simple. Previous resistance, new support, that is bullish. So if we hold this zone, if we keep finding support above this zone, above 59,000, I mean, I don't even know how else to put it, guys. That's just very bullish. Despite what you might see on social media, it's important to tune out what you're seeing on social media and just look at this chart. If we hold this zone, that is likely gonna send us to new highs. And on the daily chart, Bitcoin's just showing almost a copy paste so far of the ETF approval, sort of an S-curve formation with a slightly lower low, S-curve formation with a slightly lower low. The MACD on the daily is also showing us bullish divergence. So that is a positive sign for the MACD that we are seeing higher lows against lower lows, and the RSI is near that breakout. The way that the MACD histograms are currently printing right here is showing that we're basically seeing very little momentum in general. Yes, it's negative momentum, but we're not seeing any major decrease in the histogram values. It's just hanging out near that zero zone. So it is just showing slowed momentum, stabilized price action, consolidation, pretty normal, I would say, after going from 15,500 all the way to 74,000. Seeing a red monthly while building support upon previous 2021 resistance is, I would say, very healthy. I would love to see this monthly candle close red, because all I've seen on social media over the past, months is that Bitcoin is having a record amount of green monthly candles, and because of that, people think we're going to top out or something along those lines. But this monthly is likely going to close out red while building support. It's simply a retest of previous all-time high structure, and then we can continue the parabolic trend. So what I'm waiting for next is a breakout on the daily RSI and that'll likely give us the next major move, and Bitcoin's weekly chart. And of course, compare it to the parabolic curve diagram. If you do that, you can see that the next major target, according to the textbook, is 90,000. And I posted this chart on Twitter, both of these charts on Twitter just the other day, the monthly resistance support flip that we're seeing and the parabolic trend. And one of my Twitter followers asked an important question. They said, if we get to 90,000, don't you think we'll push to 100,000 question mark? And I said, well, it's very possible that we do that, but I'm just going with what the textbook says. So I think that one thing that a lot of people do, a lot of analysts or influencers, is they share too much of their own opinion rather than the TA or the chart or what the textbook says. And so I kind of just stick with the textbook because it's been working for many months for us here on this channel. And I'm just going to continue to do that unless there's a reason not to. And right now the textbook is telling me that the next major target, the next major sell point, the next major zone area of interest is 90,000. So as long as we can bounce within the next 1, 2, 3 weeks, if we go sideways for another 2 weeks, that's fine, as long as we bounce. If we go sideways for a couple weeks and then we dip, well, the trend line, the parabolic trend may break at that point, but right now we are still within it and we have not made lower lows. We've only spent another week kind of just hanging out here. Still good to go. The structure's no different than the ETF zone. This ETF approval area, you can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks sideways. Bitcoin right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks sideways. So if we bounce this week or next week, it's no different than the last consolidation. It's always important to zoom out and get a perspective on where we are, because if you look at the short term, you're going to be thinking all kinds of things, but we're still good to go for Bitcoin. Obviously, the altcoin market has been suffering recently, but the Bitcoin dominance chart is showing us that Bitcoin dominance is decreasing in momentum. And that momentum decrease that we saw in the past usually led to a cross down on the monthly Bitcoin dominance chart, which initiated the alt season. And the alt season always comes after the halving, right? After the halving. That's when alt season takes place, because the Bitcoin narrative is no longer as powerful as it was once before. You know, going into the ETF, going into the halving, Bitcoin was the whole narrative. Now it's probably going to shift towards AI-based cryptos or gaming or whatever it is. Altcoins are likely going to have some play in the coming months, in the coming year. So join the Patreon if you want to get more insight on that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash a like and subscribe. Be sure to sign up for Kraken Pro. I have a lot of content on Kraken Pro coming out soon. I'll see you guys in the next video.